Dead by Daylight's Rift Pass is becoming too focused on recycled content. The recent state of Dead by Daylight has become increasingly disappointing, and I think it's something the community needs to talk about. Two issues stand out in particular: the declining quality of the Rift Pass and the decision to charge money for community contest cosmetics that used to be free. Let's start with the Rift Pass. Every time a new pass is released, there is usually some criticism, but this time the complaints seem much louder. Looking back at previous Rift Passes, it's easy to see why. Many recent passes rely heavily on recolors and reused cosmetics instead of creating truly original rewards. In fact, it often feels like the community contest skins are carrying the value of the pass. The amount of content has also been shrinking. Older Rift Passes included more cosmetic variations, while newer ones offer fewer rewards and more repeated designs. For example, some outfits now have only 3 variations instead of 4, and many of the new cosmetics are simply existing outfits with different colors or pieces combined from older sets. The collaboration with Darkest Dungeon is a good example. Several of the featured cosmetics looked almost identical to previous outfits, with only minor changes such as different colors, hairstyles, masks, or weapons. While these may technically count as new cosmetics, they don't feel creative or unique. They often look like recycled content rather than completely new designs. I understand that the Rift Pass only costs around $10, and overall it can still be a good value. However, the purpose of a battle pass is to reward players for investing time in the game while encouraging continued engagement. If most of the rewards are recycled cosmetics instead of fresh designs, the pass becomes much less exciting, even if it is inexpensive. The second issue concerns the community contest cosmetics. For years, these skins were available for free using iridescent shards. Now, some of those same community-created designs are being sold for premium currency instead. That change has frustrated many players. What makes this even more confusing is that there was little communication about the decision. Many artists submit their work expecting it to become a free reward for the community, as it has in previous years. If those cosmetics are now being sold for real money, players naturally wonder whether the artists were informed, agreed to the change, or receive compensation for their work. Community contests are popular because they celebrate player creativity and allow everyone to enjoy the winning designs. Turning those cosmetics into paid items changes the spirit of the contest and risks disappointing both the artists and the players who supported them. Overall, I think Dead by Daylight needs to be more transparent about these decisions. The Rift Pass should focus on delivering more original content instead of relying so heavily on recolors and recycled cosmetics. At the same time, if community contest skins are going to become paid items, Behavior Interactive should clearly explain the change and be open about how participating artists are compensated. Those are my thoughts. I'd be interested to hear what other players think about the current direction of the Rift Pass and the handling of community contest cosmetics. Breaking news *: the Houthis are targeting the Yanbu terminal in the Red Sea. If you've been following my content, you may remember that a couple of days ago I warned that if you hear the word Yanbu, it could be a major escalation. Now, the situation appears to be moving in that direction. The Houthis have reportedly fired 5 ballistic missiles at a Saudi Aramco terminal in Jizan, which also serves a 400,000 barrel per day refinery located next to the facility. Yes, the Houthis do have ballistic missile capabilities, and this attack appears to be in response to Saudi Arabia striking Houthi-controlled ports in Yemen. Saudi Arabia carried out those strikes after the Houthis reportedly targeted a Saudi Arabian tanker near the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This development is significant for 2 major reasons. First, the Houthis are now directly threatening an alternative oil route that bypasses the Strait of Hormuz. Saudi Arabia's east-west pipeline was designed to move oil around the strait, but now that infrastructure and nearby facilities are also becoming targets in the Red Sea. Second, the more fronts this conflict spreads to, the harder it becomes to de-escalate the situation. Each new attack increases the risk of a wider regional conflict. I'll continue to keep you updated. Breaking news and nerdy news roundup for July 2026 * Shang-Chi 2 is reportedly in development, and a new Avengers Doomsday-themed logo has been spotted at Comic-Con. Nintendo has officially announced the Donkey Kong arcade set. Miller Studios has unfortunately shut down, with Wild Horse 9 being one example of a project affected. Several films will also make their debuts at the Venice Film Festival. Mind's Eye has added a new Grenade football multiplayer mode, and a new trailer has been released for Coyote vs. Acme. Brian Leone and Tony Patton may have developed a possible solution to stick drift issues. As of June 2026, only a small percentage of PlayStation 5 console sales were for the digital-only version, confirming what many already suspected. A new description for Spider-Man suggests that Tom Holland's first trilogy was heavily inspired by Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films. Reviews are now coming in for Halo: Campaign Evolved. A first poster has been released for Don't Say Good Luck, along with an exclusive poster and trailer for The Last Hope. Activision has attempted to clarify the differences between classic and open Nightmare modes. Christopher Nolan has reaffirmed his interest in adapting The Dark Knight Returns. The morning show will end with its 5th season. The first poster and trailer have been released for T. West's upcoming project. Plas Johnson has sadly passed away. Xbox is testing a new ad-supported tier for Xbox Cloud Gaming. Finally, the stars of Universal Pictures' upcoming romantic comedy The Joy of have teamed up to develop 10 movies based on: I also